Hey, I'm getting to know my new camera. We're still having slight technical difficulties. It's 10:22, which is sort of like 11:11, only plus 1 1 and minus 1 1. Plus and minus 1 1. Get it? Good. Good morning or afternoon, as the case may be, wherever you are. It's morning where I am, and as usual, I'm here to check in with myself and my camera and my body, and I invite you to join me if you feel like it, to whatever degree feels good in your body. I encourage you to at least check in with your body, do a little shaking things off, maybe get silly for a second. Take a deep breath. Let it go. I'm going to have to try that one again. Let's see. It's the little things that add up to the big things. Let's try a couple deep breaths. Starting off rough. We'll try that. See if we can smooth it out a little bit. How about breathing in, bending the knees? And again. One more time. Filling the lungs, pulling down the diaphragm, holding there, and then holding. Not pressing, not squeezing hard, just bringing my attention into the breath. One of my favorite tools for realigning, getting more coherent in my day. I'm going to do just a quick check on the spine while I'm at it. Bringing my attention into the bottoms of my feet. First of all, rooting myself into the earth, rooting myself into the center of the universe, somewhere out there. I'm going to do a little more breathing and dropping the arms because I feel like I need to. So, shake that off. Just going to do a nice slow rolling down, one vertebra at a time. Checking in with the spine, noticing where it's sticky, where it's sore, where it's supple, where it's stiff. Coming down past the waist to the hips. I'm just going to hang here, making sure not to lock those knees. Relax in the belly, relax in the back, maybe giving that a little pat. Just letting the neck and the arms hang for a breath or so and unwind. I'm going to roll back up, one vertebra at a time, pushing through the feet. Still just noticing, checking in, listening. Let's do some shoulder rolls, breathing in on the way up. Exhaling on the way down. And the other way. Shake that off. Shake it to the left and shake it to the right. Feeling a little congested this morning, so shaking feels good, swaying feels good, just being silly feels good. How about some air swimming? Thinking a lot about class I used to take regularly called NIA. Anybody remember NIA? Neuromuscular Integrated Awareness, I think it stands for. Anyway, in my mind, what I was remembering of it is it was a nice combination of free-flowing movement, a little bit of aerobic structure, and a beat. And I was just daydreaming about how to get a beat into my live streams without any copyright infringement. So if you got any great ideas for that, put that in the comments. I don't know. You want to mail me a looping pedal? I will get right on it. I actually have some ideas for it, but time is the issue lately, isn't it? It's no time, just the one moment, actually. It's all an illusion. I'm going to do another forward fold with a relatively flat back this time, starting with a little check-in on the pelvis and a little check-in on the bottoms of the feet. And then I'm going to swan dive down, making sure not to lock those knees with a relatively flat back, coming all the way down again past the waist. Give that a nice sigh. Then I'm going to bend the knees, swing the arms back, come into a bit of a counter stretch, lifting the chest and the eyes. Enjoying the morning sounds of the city. People rushing to help people. Sounds alright, doesn't it? Dogs doing their jobs. Let's do a little of this swaying motion. To the left, right arm on top. To the right, left arm on top. Follow along or make up your own thing. I'll show your belly, that's okay too. Unless you're on the YouTubes, and then you better be careful. It's okay still. It's all right. I'm going to take a step back with this left foot and try out some moderate lunge, pulling this back hip forward, forward hip back. Tipping the tailbone under, looking for about a 90-degree angle with that front leg. Checking that the front knee is not past the front toe. So the way I do that is to see if I can see that front toe out past my knee. It's a good check. And another way to do that is to push that back foot back a little bit more to decrease the or increase the angle there to protect the knee. And depending on your knee, you listen to your knee and your body and see what it has to say. And then, keep it a secret. I'm just kidding. You can share if you want to. Or not share if you don't want to. I'm going to bring the arms up, checking not to crunch up in those shoulders, and then pushing into the diagonal. Feeling for that nice energetic diagonal line, out the back heel, through the core, and out the fingertips. I'm going to keep sliding that back foot out, bringing these hands down, on either side of this front foot. I left a giant ceramic head back there. It's kind of in my way. I'm going to come all the way down till I can put weight on these hands. And then bring this front foot back to meet that back foot. Try not to knock the ceramic head over, and pressing through the palms, fingers are wide, through the arms, through the spine, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head, pressing into those heels. I'm going to bend the right knee and press into the left heel. And bend the left knee, press it into the right. And press it into the left again. And press it into the right. And then pressing back into both heels, again tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head. Pressing those heels down, pressing the heart toward the earth. going to swing the chest forward through those shoulders. Still navigating the ceramic head behind me. Keeping the legs together, unless you have a ceramic head back there to contend with. Lifting the chest and the eyes, making sure not to sink in the shoulders. And trying to really relax through the belly. Getting a nice stretch through the front of the body, through the low back. Sometimes I like to play around with a little bit of movement and shifting on those toes and through the hips. And then pressing back up, lifting the hips, pressing through the palms, through the spine, into the heels. Tipping the tailbone again, and I'm going to swing that left foot forward in between the hands for a nice deep lunge. And then stepping forward with that back foot. Coming back into a forward fold. You can adjust your pants if you want to or not. Just give it a nice sigh of relief and release there. I'm going to roll up again, just checking in with the spine. One vertebra at a time. Noticing how it's doing now, and then just adding a little slow shoulder shimmy because that feels good. And then I'm going to step back with the right foot into another moderate lunge. Again, pulling the back hip forward, forward hip back, looking for a relatively perpendicular line with the hips and relatively parallel lines with the feet. Pushing into that back hip, checking that the front knee is not crunching past the front toes. Tucking the tailbone a little bit for a nice long and strong core strength sensation. And then I'm going to bring arms up, hit the dome, and then bring those shoulders back down and push onto the diagonal line. Looking for that diagonal sensation out the heel, through the core, out the fingertips. I'm just enjoying that for a breath or so. And I'm going to slowly wiggle that back heel back till I'm onto the back toe, sliding that back foot out, making sure not to crunch past the toes with this front knee, and bringing both hands down on either side of that front foot. Enjoying a nice lunge there for a breath or so, and then bringing weight onto both hands, and bringing that front foot back to meet the back foot. Pressing through the palms, through the spine, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head. Pressing the heart toward the earth, pressing the heels toward the earth. Step out just a little bit that way. Let's bring weight onto the right foot and lift that left leg straight up if you can. I'm going to have to walk this way. Looking for another diagonal line, although I ran out of room with the dome. Pressing through the palms, through the spine, out that toe if you can. You can play with opening that hip, closing that hip, lifting that leg, and then bringing that foot down, putting weight on the left. Bring that right foot up. Contending with the dome as necessary. And again, just playing around with open hip, closed hip, lifting that leg. Sending that back down. Pressing the heart toward the center of the earth again. Heels toward the earth. And swinging that right foot up between the legs. Again, I'm going to do a little pants adjusting because I feel like it. And enjoy a slight bounce there before stepping up with the back foot. Back into a forward fold. Give a gentle twist over to the left. And a gentle twist over to the right. And then I'm just going to roll up again, one vertebrae at a time. Checking in with the spine again. Let's come all the way into a counter stretch, lifting the chest and the eyes. Just let the arms hang. You could bring the arms together if you wanted to add to that stretch. And let's come back to front, then center, neutral. Shake all that out. Do just a little hand check, finger check. Shake that off. Bring weight onto the right and bring up the left knee toward left shoulder. Do a little foot and ankle check. Go one way and then the other way. Trying to relax that supporting side, tipping the tailbone under a little bit for a nice long strong line through the core. Let's do medium circles with that foot on the knee. Just for fun, explore some little medium and big. How about big circles from the hip? With all of that, going the other way, noticing still where there's suppleness, where there's stickiness, where there's tension, where there's strength. Just listening without judgment. I'm going to set that down, bring my attention over to my weight onto the left side, bring my right knee up toward right shoulder, relaxing that supporting foot and supporting knee. Relaxing the shoulders, tipping the tailbone under a little bit. And let's do little circles with the foot on the ankle. The other way. And then some medium circles from the knee. And the other way. And last but not least, big circles on that side from the hip. Noticing how the two sides are different and how they're the same, how they both work together to do all the things on all the sides. Let's go the other way. Noticing where there's strength, where there's stickiness, where there's hitches, there's suppleness. Stomp that out. Let's do a little breathing again. I want to just do some nice gentle breathing, focusing on drawing down the diaphragm and expanding the lungs in all direction on the inhale, and then drawing up the diaphragm and pushing out the air, not rigorously, just gently. So breathing in. I was noticing, and so I'll mention that while I do that, sometimes it really helps to focus on pooching out my belly on the pulling down, just to give room for that diaphragm to drop. Our tendency is to want to pull up in the ribs to make room for air in the lungs, but actually there's a lot more room if you let that diaphragm drop to expand the lungs down and around. I encourage you to play with your breath. Your awareness of your breath might sound like a simple thing you think you already learned how to do, but in my experience, a lot of us didn't really spend much time learning how to breathe very well. I like to add some modified Qigong movement. I'm making a circle up here facing forward and then breathing out, stepping to the left, circling, breathing out, stepping to the right, inhaling. I thank you for stopping by. I hope you're remembering to take good care of your body, because it's the one thing you can't live without. It's trying to take care of you, probably. I'll be seeing you soon. Ciao for now.